Hello everyone, welcome back to Coach Craig Sports. Today we're going to be doing a little draft strategy and showing it in place with Mock Draft Simulator. I got it set up here. We're going to do a half point PPR mock. That's the way I'm just going to show all these ones. I did a randomize already. We're going to do the 10th position. And in this one we're going to try to do the 0 RB strategy or the 0 running back strategy. So essentially what this strategy is we're not going to take running backs early at all. So we're going to stack up on receivers, tight end, quarterback early, and then try to find a value at running back or running backs that could break out later in the draft. So with that being said, I'm just getting in here now. We'll talk a little bit more about this strategy, why people do it. So the main reason behind this strategy is loading up, getting a bunch of good wide receivers, and then every year there's some running back that breaks out, so you're putting a bunch of stock in late running backs, hoping one of them breaks out, and then hoping you can pick up another one on the waiver wire. So actually this one's pretty interesting because we have McCaffrey, Kamara, Saquon go. Devontae Adams with number 4. I think that's the first time I've ever seen that happen. Ezekiel Elliott, Dalvin Cook, Michael Thomas, Tyreek Hill, and Derrick Henry. So this is kind of bad for our strategy, let's per se, just because 3 wide receivers went off the board already, but we're still going to stick to the 0 RB strategy. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to pick Julio Jones with our first pick. He's pretty much the best wide receiver left on the board, so and let's see. Then we had Joe Mixon, Chris Godwin, DeAndre Hopkins, Nick Chubb go after him. So if we go with wide receiver, we pick probably Kenny Galladay, Allen Robinson, Mike Evans, Juju up there, Amari Cooper, Odell Beckham, Adam Thielen, DJ Moore, AJ Brown. So I think since we're doing the 0 RB, I'm not crazy about any of those wide receivers right there, so I think we're going to go with the tight end. So we're still avoiding the running back position, so we're going to go we'll pick Travis Kelce, and then we'll just kind of wait around until our next pick. Lamar Jackson went pretty early there. Mahomes went. Take a look, see what we got here. So we had Josh Jacobs, Lamar Jackson, George Kittle, Miles Sanders, Aaron Jones, David Montgomery in the second round. This has been a weird draft so far. I've never seen him go in the second round yet. Kenyon Drake, Juju, Patrick Mahomes, Austin Eckler, Odell, Edwards-Helaire, Le'Veon, Leonard Fournette, Allen Robinson, Kenny Galladay, Mike Evans, AJ Brown. So a lot of that second tier wide receivers kind of went off the board there. We got 2 picks pretty close together. We are not picking this guy right here, Amari Cooper. We're going to avoid him at all cost. So here we're trying to get 2 different guys together. So we want to get a DJ Moore and a Robert Woods, Calvin Ridley, Adam Thielen, 2 of those 4 guys probably. We're not going to take quarterback because the top 2 already went. So here I'll take DJ Moore, see who goes off the board. We got 4 picks in between ours. So Adam Thielen's gone in those picks. We're either going to take Robert Woods or Calvin Ridley here. Let's see, we already got Julio. Putting him and Calvin Ridley together would be kind of interesting. Not crazy about doing that. I'm going to take Robert Woods. So we got DJ Moore, Robert Woods, and Julio. So we could have potentially 3 wide receiver ones on our team, and probably the tight end one. So this is part of the reason people try this strategy is you could be really dominant at a position. So you could have, in our case we have at least 2 wide receiver ones and a wide receiver 2 and the tight end 1 in football probably. So going from there, let's see. This is kind of where the wide receivers start to drop off a little bit. You got Stephon Diggs here, Landry, Boyd, people like them. So we can kind of skip here. So from here, we got our starting wide receivers set. We got our tight end set. So now we could take a look at running back. We could go to quarterback. Maybe we'll take a look at running back here. So with 0 RB strategy, this is first running back we're picking. So you can go with a guy that's got some upside, like Raheem Mostert, Swift. You hope Akers. Hope one of these guys break out. You could go with a safe play like Kareem Hunt, somebody that you know is going to get points for you every week. James White kind of goes in that category too. So I think here I'm just gonna go with Kareem Hunt. Let's see who comes off. T.Y., Swift, Kirk. For me, I think. So looking at our roster, we got Kareem Hunt, Julio Jones, DJ Moore, Robert Woods, Travis Kelce. This group of like 5 quarterbacks, I'll call them here. So like the second 5, even though they're calling these ones tier 1 and these tier 2. Pretty much anybody Josh Allen and above, I'm calling like that second tier in my terms. Because the first tier for me is going to be Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes. And in this draft, we could wait a little while too. We could go down here and try to see if we get Cam Newton late or something like that too. Because he got some rushing upside. Maybe that'll help carry our team as well. So we got a guy like Jordan Howard here. We're going to avoid Darius Geis. I don't trust him at all. So we got Stephon Diggs here. So here we could go for like a big play guy. We could go for like a Brandon Cooks, a Will Fuller. Or we could go with a safe guy like Julian Edelman. We have a fairly safe team already. So maybe we swing for an upside pick here. We'll swing for the upside pick. We'll take Will Fuller. I think that's my first time actually mocking Will Fuller. Even though I think this year is a good year. Like if you're getting him like here where you're kind of taking him as your wide receiver 4, you can kind of take a chance with him, see if he does more. So let's see. We got Brandon Cooks is still out there too. So if you really wanted to, you could kind of pair him and Fuller together and see which one breaks out in Houston. Watson has a favorite target between the two. So the running backs are kind of the same. Quarterbacks, still got Russell Wilson, Josh Allen there. I think we're going to go here. We're going to take Jordan Howard because he has a little bit of stability at running back at least. And then maybe we pair him with, we could grab Breida as well, and then we have both Miami backs for whichever one breaks out. Part of me wants to go Ronald Jones here, but Keyshawn Vaughn's kind of ahead of him too, so some of these guys would probably fall off before our next pick. Maybe we wait and see if Ronald Jones is still there. We can grab a safe guy like Jamison Crowder here. We could go for more upside with like a Mike Williams or a Darius Slayton, Anthony Miller. We'll try the Josh Allen pick here because he's kind of the last of that second tier quarterback group. Like he's at the bottom of it for me, but I think he's a guy that as he progresses this year, he'll get closer to that tier 2 group. So let's see. So both Ronald Jones did fall off the board there. Since we only have 2 running backs, we're looking for somebody that can have some value or breakout. So I think we're just going to take Matt Breida here because then we just have Breida and Howard. It's not a strategy you always want to do if the backfield's split. But in this case, if one of them really does break out, then we have, probably an RB2 at least. Personally, I like Jordan Howard better because I think he's safer. Breida is kind of the big play guy. So we got Breida. Maybe we target another wide receiver here. Let's see who's out there. Like I said before, we got a lot of them safe guys. So maybe we target someone with big upside. So maybe a Jalen Reagor, Mecole Hardman. Golden Tate's kind of like between the upside and the safe for me. Robbie Anderson's kind of in that big upside territory too. Let me go back to running back. So we could grab a guy like Phillip Lindsay or Kerryon Johnson here. They're kind of in a committee, but like if Melvin Gordon or DeAndre Swift struggle or get hurt, that ends up being good. Henderson's the same way, him and Cam Akers. Moss is kind of lower end. Mack and Taylor and Hines, they're all going to split. So with this one, I think let's just take Kerryon. Maybe he'll stay healthy. Maybe Swift doesn't take over. Maybe he struggles. So I see Boston Scott went off there. He was another guy I was kind of looking at because he could have decent floor value for our team. And at running back, that's kind of what we're going to need. We got Justin Jackson there. Here, maybe in a couple rounds, we could take Damian Harris, like Anthony McFarland Jr., a couple guys with some upside. Maybe here we take a Deshaun Jackson stab. Take the stab at Deshaun Jackson. Take a look at our team again here real quick. So we got Josh Allen, Kareem Hunt, Jordan Howard, Julio Jones, DJ Moore, Robert Woods, Travis Kelce, Will Fuller. Then we got Matt Breida, Kerryon Johnson, Deshaun Jackson. So we have 3 bench spots open. So we probably want to take like 2 more running back shots here. See where we're at on quarterbacks. Because like part of me wants to take like a stab at Cam down here too with this team. But him and Allen are kind of the same to me. Like at this point, Josh Allen's is kind of a younger version of Cam Newton. Maybe not quite as high of upside as Cam had. So we got Brashard Perriman, Curtis Samuel, Samuel Watkins. This is like where you're just... This is the range where I always get down to, and the receivers, it's just all like everybody's the same. It's all just one big old stab. Just trying to see who's there. So I think with this pick, we're going to go with Damian Harris this time. Antonio Brown went up in the 13th round even, so apparently he's been moving up. I'm going to take McFarland Jr. again. We kind of got our wide receivers. We're taking some chances at running back here with Kerryon, Damian Harris, and McFarland, hoping one of them breaks out. Then we got Breida and Howard together. Hopefully one of them breaks out between the two of them. I think Howard's safer, so we're going to keep starting him. So at this point, this is where I'm kind of like, I'm looking at somebody like a Joshua Kelly that could break out with the Chargers if we're doing another running back. None of these other guys are too crazy for me right now. Wide receiver, kind of in the same boat as we just were in. We could take... I guess Cam Newton must have went off there too. So we're not going to take Cam, obviously, if he ain't there. I think we'll do the Joshua Kelly here. He's got a decent chance of getting that Melvin Gordon role with the Chargers. And if he does that, then he'll have some standalone value at least. So that could be somebody that we could plug in at running back. Obviously, we got defense and kicker left still. For this case, we're going to say that we're going to draft both of them. I don't have all these matchups memorized yet. So, I don't know who the Rams play. Not crazy about that schedule. Yeah, like the Eagles, they start out against Washington. That's a good first game, so maybe we'll stream them early. Chargers are gone. Who'd Denver play? Play Tennessee and Pittsburgh. I ain't crazy about either of those. So we're going to go with the streaming defense. I think we'll take the Eagles here. We got a good week 1 matchup at least. And then we'll come back, take our kicker. So kind of in here, I'm between Robbie Gould, Matt Prater, Zane Gonzalez. I haven't taken Robbie Gould yet, so I'll just take him this time. See how we did. So we got a C. I think this is the worst mock grade I've gotten so far, but it's just kind of showing the zero RB strategy, and especially like this year, running backs are so important, like at a premium, so you want to try to load up on them as much as you can early because there's only so many guys this year that have that defined workload. But if you're going to do like RB0 strategy, you can do something like this, where we got these 3 great wide receivers, the top tight end, we got somebody that could go off big time this year in Will Fuller. We got wild cards down here. We got Kareem Hunt that's going to have weekly value. We got Jordan Howard that's going to have some weekly value. We got Josh Allen who could break out. But like overall, it's not a bad team, especially for this strategy. But this is typically a strategy I'm staying away from, especially because like the wide receivers, especially like in the middle rounds, they have a little bit more value this year than in more recent years. Plus the running backs are like you want to grab running back early. In general, like I've said in my other video, I'm not someone who takes a tight end early usually. I'm just, part of this was just showing the strategy behind this. We'll take a look at some of the other teams. So team 1 had Christian McCaffrey, and then they got Patrick Mahomes, Austin Eckler, Chris Carson. That's a pretty good start right there. Devontae Parker, Michael Gallup, Hunter Henry, Jerry Jeudy. Your wide receivers are lacking a little bit. Jalen Reagor, San Francisco defense, Larry Fitzgerald, Adrian Peterson. So Fitzgerald and Peterson here, you kind of took 2 old guys that they're not going to be super relevant in fantasy. Like, they'll have their role on the team probably, but they're not going to really help you in fantasy, and there's not really upside there. T. Higgins is not a bad upside pick if he plays. Devonta Freeman, why did he take Jason Witten? I don't know about that one. And then Kaimi Fairbairn. So, overall, they had like the first 4 rounds were great, but then it kind of fell off after there. So the next one, Alvin Kamara, Juju, Odell, Jonathan Taylor, Zach Ertz. That's not a bad team to start with. AJ Green, you're going for the upside there. That's not bad either. Tyler Boyd behind that. Ronald Jones. So Alvin Kamara and Ronald Jones, that couldn't and Jonathan Taylor. That could be pretty good. Tariq Cohen, Henry Ruggs, Darrell Henderson, Corey Davis, Matt Stafford, Joe Burrow, Butker, and Rams defense. So this team I actually like pretty well. It's got a lot of somewhat balanced. It's got upside. It's got a ton of upside on it, actually. The only pick I wasn't crazy about in their whole draft was the Corey Davis pick, but I mean, you could do a lot worse, like, as a team. So then this guy, he went Saquon, Kenyon Drake, Quio Edwards-Helaire. So this is what I'm saying when I'm saying, like, stack up on running backs early. So they went running backs 3 rounds in a row. Then he still came back with Tyler Lockett, DJ Chark, Kyler Murray, and Deontay Johnson. Like, if this is your starting spot, like, for your team, you're not in a bad position, especially this year. Then you got Keyshawn Vaughn, Shoney Michel. I'm not too crazy about those 2 picks. I'm not high on Vaughn. Michel, it is what it is at this point. He's just kind of injury prone. He's boom bust. He either gets it or he either gets a whole bunch of touchdowns or he's not going to help you that week. Then Sterling Shepard, Mecole Hardman, Hunter Renfrow, Hayden Hurst, TJ Hawkinson. So the end of his draft was pretty good too because I like this. So you got Hardman with upside pick. Renfro's a PPR upside pick. Hayden Hurst and Hawkinson. Pairing those 2 together I really like because one of them 2 is probably going to break out this year. And then the defense and kickers is what it is. So this was the real interesting team because he took Adams at the 104, which is pretty early. Then he took Montgomery 209, which is super early too. Then he kind of took Le'Veon here, which is probably around too early, but that one's not as bad as like these 2 picks. Then we got Terry McLaurin, James Conner. So actually, like, if you look at the overall of this team, it's not an awful start. Marvin Jones, Evan Ingram. So like, I don't hate this, like as a whole, but like where you pick the guys, we're early. So this is like somebody in your league that's picking the guy they want, no matter which spot they're picking at, pretty much. Evan Ingram, I'm not crazy about. Too many injuries. Liz Frank surgery coming into the year. Then we got Aaron Rodgers, Preston Williams, Duke Johnson, Golden Tate, Justin Jackson, Daniel Jones, Blake Jarwin. So there's a lot of upside right in here. That's not bad at all. Bills defense, kicker. So we got another stacking RBs early here strategy. So we got Ezekiel Elliott, Aaron Jones, Leonard Fournette. That's not a bad trio to start. So these are guys that are going to get work. Aaron Jones kind of splitting it up a little bit, but if you put him in with Fournette and Zeke, just if you're starting those 2 at your running back and your flex, you're probably going to be doing all right. DK Metcalf, Keenan Allen, Jarvis Landry. That's pretty solid trio of wide receivers. He went for the Higbee upside pick here. Mike Williams and N'Keal Harry upside. That's pretty good too. Zach Moss, if he does anything. Justin Jefferson. So these are 2 good upside picks too if you're going to take a chance on them. Austin Hooper, not a bad tight end pick. Did he have another quarterback before this? No. So then he got Jamal Williams, which I'm not crazy about that pick at all, and then Baker Mayfield. So he's going to stream quarterback apparently because he just took 1 quarterback and it was like this 3rd to last round. So I don't know who Baker plays week 1, but maybe that's his strategy. So this team, we got Dalvin Cook, Miles Sanders. Those first 2 good. So I like these 4 first picks here. David Johnson, the 5th, is actually pretty good. Julian Edelman. So this is a solid start to a team because you got 3 running backs with roles. You got 3 wide receivers that have consistency, and if you look at Ridley, he has some upside. Then you take Gronk in the 7th. That's too early for him. Apparently there was a tight end run that kind of went in around this area. Anthony Miller, I think that's a good pick there. J.K. Dobbins is a good upside pick. Matt Ryan at 10th round is not bad at all. Michael Pittman's a good upside pick. And Tom Brady here. This is interesting that you'd take Matt Ryan and Tom Brady this close together. I probably wouldn't do that. Antonio Brown has a pure upside pick if he plays. But he's probably one of them guys you can get the last couple rounds anyways. Carlos Hyde, that's almost like a throwaway pick. Because, like, unless Carson's hurt, he's not going to do anything this year. Chargers defense and Prater, I do like that together, though. Michael Thomas. So this guy, he also went 0. He went the 0 RB strategy as well. And the next guy, actually. So there's a lot of teams that did do the 0 RB strategy in this league. So it's kind of interesting how that worked out. It's a good example of a draft for you guys. So Michael Thomas, George Kittle. So he kind of did what we did, took a big wide receiver and then tight end after that. Then he had Kenny Galladay and Cortland Sutton. So I say like between these two, our first 4 picks are about the same. He got Mark Ingram, Kareem Hunt. They're pretty similar. Maybe Mark Ingram has a little bit of upside there. Then he got Dak Prescott after that. So he went with the Raheem. He went with the Raheem Mostert upside pick here, where we kind of went with Jordan Howard. Then he got John Brown, and we got our quarterback and Josh Allen here. So he got Dak, we got Josh Allen, and we got Will Fuller, and he got John Brown. So I'd say it's pretty even there between that. So he went the Darius Geis pick, and Philip Lindsay, Boston Scott. So I like the Boston Scott pick here with this strategy a lot. I'm not crazy about Geis. So Perriman's playing the same role that Robbie Anderson had last year, which wasn't valuable in fantasy. Like it was purely streaming. Ravens defense, not bad at all. Raquel Armstead and Ben Roethlisberger. So you already had Dak. But I don't mind picking Big Ben there. It's not the end of the world at all. The next team, they did the 0 RB strategy as well, but they got Tyreek Hill. They took a quarterback in the second round, so Lamar Jackson, Mike Evans, Cooper Kupp. So this is pretty stacked right here too. You got three good wide receivers and Lamar Jackson. Then they took Devin Singletary, who has some upside as a running back. He and then Stephon Diggs, which like I kind of considered him here, but we went with Fuller for more upside. They're pretty similar actually. Diggs is probably a more talented wide receiver, but Fuller might have a better situation. Then he went Cam Akers, Debo, Damian Williams, Marlon Mack. So these guys are good if like they're okay upside picks if the rookies don't pan out. And then he went with the upside pick here, Alshon Jeffrey if he comes back healthy, Sammy Watkins, Kansas City. You never know what's going to happen there. Noah Fant. So Fant's his only tight end. So that's kind of like he's either streaming or he hopes Fant breaks out or he's going to drop him real quick. Rashad Penny, I want to take it all this year. He's going to start the year on the pup probably. Go back to this guy. You got Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs. That's not a bad start. A.J. Brown, Melvin Gordon, Marquise Brown, Deshaun Watson, C.D. Lamb. So his first two, everything here wasn't bad, but then you get kind of down to where his wide receiver 3 is going to be with C.D. Lamb, Darius Slayton, not too crazy there. James White, it's like a solid flex play, but how often is he actually going to use him? Tony Pollard's pure upside pick if Zeke gets hurt. Jared Cook, he's a back end tight end one. Don't mind that pick at all. Steelers, Curtis Samuel's upside pick. Gesicki. So pairing Cook and Gesicki here, I actually like. Because Gesicki is the upside pick, and Cook's kind of like, you know what you're going to get with him. You're not going to get a lot of catches, but you'll get some touchdowns. Like, he won't kill you, but he's not going to, like, win you the league either. And then Ayuk here, I don't mind that pick at all with that late. Then we got our team, obviously, which we kind of went over already. So he went Mixon and Chubb. I like these 2 first picks. Then he went Amari Cooper, which I don't love at all. I'd rather have like Robert Woods, or I'd rather have Woods, Kupp, or Ridley than Cooper at this point. Just don't trust Cooper. But then he got Gurley, which I like. T.Y. Hilton, Darren Waller, Russell Wilson, Brandon Cooks, Jamison Crowder. So his wide receivers, I think they'll balance themselves out here with the Brandon Cooks, the Hilton, and the Crowder. Emmanuel Sanders, I kind of went over, I think, the last video. Not crazy about him this year. Naheem Hines, I'm not crazy about either. Robbie Anderson, he's a flash in the pan this year. Cam Newton. So, I don't know about drafting Cam with Russell Wilson. Like, Cam's a pure upside play, but you want to pair him with somebody else that's got upside. Like, if you got Russell Wilson, you're probably just playing him every week anyways. So, I'm not too crazy about that, unless you're going to, like, I don't know what you're going to do. Bench Russell Wilson when he plays the 49ers. Then you got A.J. Dillon, just an upside pick. And then, let's see, last guy, he did kind of our 0 RB strategy too, but he got Chris Godwin, DeAndre Hopkins, Adam Thielen. That's a pretty good start to it as well too. He's got 3 really good wide receivers there. Mark Andrews, he's probably the 3rd or 4th tight end this year. He's got a lot of upside too. So his RB1 is actually going to be DeAndre Swift, which I don't know if I trust him to be my RB1. Like, especially if you're doing the RB0 strategy, you want somebody that you know is going to kind of have a baseline or a floor. And I don't know what Swiss floor or baseline is going to be. Then Christian Kirk, I don't mind that pick. Tevin Coleman, he's all right, like as your RB2. because he's kind of got that little bit of baseline or floor. You know he's going to get carries in San Francisco's offense, but he's not going to go off every week, but he can help you too. Then we got Carson Wentz. I don't mind that pick for quarterback there. So he took Alexander Madison, Latavius Murray, and Chase Edmonds all in a row. So these are ones that I would like as running backs here. So Murray's got a little bit of standalone value. Madison has a little bit of standalone value if Cook plays, but he's got a lot of value if Cook doesn't end up playing this year. Chase Edmonds has value if Drake gets hurt or something else happens there. Then he took Drew Brees. I wouldn't take Drew Brees with Carson Wentz here. I think Wentz is fine to roll with. You probably don't need a second quarterback there since it's just a one quarterback league. Antonio Gibson here, that's pure upside play. I don't mind it at all. Patriots defense, I think that's a fair pick where it's at. Then you got Alan Lazard, which is just a pure upside play. It could pan out. And the kicker. So overall, it's kind of interesting to see this draft too, because there's actually a lot of teams that did try to go 0 RB in this draft as well. So when that did happen, it pushed some of these other guys back a little, some of these running backs back a little ways, which actually helped their value. But it kind of took out the bulk of the receivers early too. So it just depended on what if you know how the people in your draft are likely to make their picks, you can find value depending on who you're drafting with. So like if you're in a league where 10 of the first 12 picks are running backs, maybe it's easier to find value at wide receiver later. But in this league, like half the picks in the first round were wide receivers, so that pushed some of the running back value back to later. A lot of it's just knowing your league and being able to adjust your strategy on the fly too. So say we went in here, like I went in here and I'm like, oh, we're going to do 0 RB strategy. And then I saw 3 wide receivers go off the board in the first 9 picks. So that kind of hinders the value because, like, if Michael Thomas is gone, I kind of want to take Devontae Adams at this pick. But if he's already gone, then I'm kind of like, I'm at Julio or Tyreek Hill pretty much. But Hill was already gone. So now we pretty much have to take Julio if we're doing the 0 RB strategy. But say we go here, I could take Joe Mixon. And then this guy takes Julio. Then I could have Mixon, and then I probably would take Miles Sanders. So we'd have Mixon and Miles Sanders here. And then Travis Kelce goes where Sanders goes. We'll just keep switching out the picks that way. So then we come back here. We can take a wide receiver. So we could take a wide receiver. So A.J. Brown, DJ Moore, somebody like that. We could go into the Jonathan Taylors of the world. Or Todd Gurley, somebody like that. Where we go running back heavy. So you're not locked into one strategy. Part of what the draft is seeing what other people do and reacting to it. Because you're not going to go into the draft and just be like, well, I'm going to take a running back in round 1, I'm going to take a wide receiver in round 2 and 3, and then I'm going to take 3 running backs in a row. Like if you go in and do that, you're probably going to end up with the team you don't like. So you can't just be stuck on one plan. But so this mock draft, like, it helps us see different strategies as well as picking from different positions. So especially if you're in your league where like you know where you're going to pick already in your league, like say you're in a 12-team league and you know you got the 7th spot, you can go in here and you can test different theories with all your league settings, or like your standard league settings at least. You know, you got standard, half-point PPR, or PPR. So you can go in there and you got full-point PPR. Let's throw it in there. Just draft out of that 7th spot. You can do 10 mock drafts. It'd probably take you 2 hours maybe just do 10. That's what's so nice about this system is you can do it really fast. So you can draft out of that 7th spot 10 times, see what happens. You can make notes about it, see who are you getting the most often at pick number 7. Who do you kind of want to get at pick number 7? And then being able to build your strategy that way around. For me, I'm in 3 main redraft leagues, and one of them last year, I'm like, I probably won't get somebody. I think I picked at 6 or 7. I'm like, the player I want, I'm like, I probably won't get him there. And then the first guy, he goes ahead and he takes Patrick Mahomes for some reason, which I wouldn't recommend taking a quarterback in the first round, but that guy decided to do it. So then I got whoever I thought I wasn't going to get at my pick. So I actually got to pick between, I think it was like David Johnson and like DeAndre Hopkins or somebody like that. And I ended up taking DeAndre Hopkins, but I didn't think he was going to be there at that point. So in a nutshell, this is pretty much the RB0 strategy. Like I said, it gives you upside at the positions that aren't running backs, but then you also have to try to find running back value elsewhere. The benefits to this is you're going to have strong wide receivers. You might have a strong tight end or a stronger quarterback. So it gives you value at other positions. So say about the 3 wide receivers I'm starting and my tight end. If I can dominate these 4 positions every single week, my quarterback's pretty similar to everybody else's quarterback, and then I can get decent value out of my running back that I'm not losing as much value, I'm probably going to win most weeks. Or if Kareem Hunt becomes the starter because something happens to Nick Chubb, or Kareem Hunt gets traded to another team and he has a whole bunch of value. If Jordan Howard goes out and scores 10 touchdowns this year, or one of these other running backs, they turn into something. That's how you win your league. It's counting on what's known and then trying to find value somewhere else. But the problem with this is you don't have much running back depth. Even though you have a lot of running backs, the running backs you have, they're not guaranteed to have much of a workload or score a whole bunch of points. So if Kareem Hunt gets hurt, say if Kareem Hunt gets hurt and Kerryon Johnson gets hurt again, then what do I have? I got 2 Miami running backs, and then these guys we're hoping get a share. So McFarland might have some standalone value, but let's say Damian Harris never plays. Let's say Joshua Kelly's the 3rd string running back. Then what do we have if one of my guys gets hurt? Then at that point we're pretty much on the waiver wire just trying to pick up anything we can. So it could leave you in a bad position that way. There's no one strategy that works best in fantasy football. If there was, everybody would do it. But that's why, if everybody was doing the same strategy, it would also kill the supply in one position. So if everybody was doing running back heavy, then all the running backs would be off the board real quick. So then in that case, if everybody's going to go running back heavy, you either have to join the pack or you have to go 0 RB pretty much, and then try to find running back value later. But if everybody's going wide receiver heavy, then maybe you just stack up 4 running backs, 5 running backs. If you have 5 good starting running backs, then somebody's going to have to trade with you eventually. That's just a little bit of theory about that. If you liked and enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up. If you thought this content and just talking about the 0 running back strategy was interesting, if you have any questions about this strategy, let me know. We could do another mock with it in the future, showing how to put it in place. I think this team overall, it wasn't very bad, depending on what you think. The mock draft simulator didn't like this team as much. It's probably just because of all the other teams in our league. Since there was a couple different teams that win 0 RB, it could fluctuate the value of our team just a little bit as well. Like I said, if you like this video, just give us a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. It helps us out a lot. If you are a new subscriber or already been a subscriber, hit the little notification bell. It'll let you know every time we post up a video. Next video, we're probably going to be looking at a different strategy. So maybe it's taking a quarterback early, or we're going to probably robust RB strategy. So we're going to try to take a lot of running backs early. So maybe we take a running back the first 4 or 5 rounds in a row. See what we get with that. So it's kind of the opposite of the strategy that we did do today. That's all I got for today. Hope you enjoyed the video. Have a great rest of your day.